Kayla Harrison is allowed to fight for another promotion. She, of course, being the face of PFL, she's been given the green light to fight just one time for Invicta on November 20th. But what's most interesting about this is, and she'll go back to PFL next year. They're expecting to return in May. She's fighting at 145, DC, not 155. Are we opening the door to a potential teammate versus teammate title fight in the near future? Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes.
Here's the interesting part about this. I think there's layers to this, right? First off, smart by PFL. They should let all these fighters, when they cancel their season, they should give them the opportunity to go and compete other places. Now, you don't obviously you can't let them go fight Bellator or UFC or anything like that because then they're stuck. But all these other organizations, Lance Palmer should be fighting somewhere. These guys should be taking fights in other places just to supplement their income. I know they're getting a little monthly stipend, but it's probably not enough, right? But for Kayla to go to 145, this was the weight class that people got excited about her being in when she started fighting. But everybody's like, well, she's a little too big. She might not be able to make the weight. Tells me that Kayla's very disciplined, very focused on the task. She obviously still has to make the weight, but her taking on this task as an Olympian tells me that she's going to do everything in her power to ensure that she makes this weight. And she gets to 45. Her Amanda, her Cyborg, there's some interesting fights. And that weight class starts to look a little bit more like alive when someone like Kayla Harrison enters it. The last judo Olympian to go into a weight class like that broke down the barriers and got women into fighting in the UFC, the great Ronda Rousey.
I think there is a desire to fast track her. Do you think okay, let's say she wins this fight. And by the way, the last time Kayla Harrison weighed 145, she was 17. She told me this. She was 17.
She's big. She's a big, strong girl.
But does she have the skill set to even hang with a Amanda Nunes right now?
I wouldn't even force her in there right away. You can take your time. You can take your time. Even if she came to the UFC, right? You give her a couple fights, match her up with Felicia Spencer. You match her up with a
Megan Anderson type.
Megan Anderson, like those. I mean, and we can't discredit Megan because she's fighting for the championship. So you don't know if at that point she'll be the champ. So I think you take your time a little bit with Kayla, give her a little more time to mature in the fight game and then see what she really can become. Because what you don't want is her being a one-trick pony when she gets to the top of the sport because they get exposed in that way.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I believed and I said that the 145-pound division is on the line on December 12th, meaning if Amanda Nunes beats Megan Anderson, she will have wiped out the division. There's no one else. If Megan Anderson wins, now you could talk about an immediate rematch in 2021. It breathes some new life into the weight class. I wonder if her fighting out 145 on November 20th, her being Kayla Harrison, maybe gives the UFC a little bit of pause. Maybe this thing is worth keeping open for another year to see, because she can't make 135. That's for certain.
No.
Maybe you keep it open for an extra year, see, because Kayla Harrison to me is marketable. She's fun. She's got a tremendous backstory, two-time Olympic gold medalist. So I wonder if they keep it around for.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.